I need to organize what I've found. Here's a little messy. Some dust on the left shoulder. A bit of what looks like charcoal on the glove. Fine soil. Mr. Orpheus, you're still up?
Good evening, Miss Journalist. The storm woke me, and I couldn't sleep, so I thought I'd check the greenhouse. Another adventure of yours?
If I tell him, I might put myself at risk. I was just woken by the thunder. Thought I'd take a walk. I'm heading back to my room now.
Sleep well, Miss Journalist.
That should be the master bedroom. It's unlocked. soaked rain cloak. An oil lamp, almost burnt out, the light barely flickering. Is it just me? There's a faint green glow. Pants spattered with dead leaves. Mud caked on the soles. It's too soon to ally with Mrs. Plinius. That should be the master bedroom. It's unlocked. Faces dusted with black powder. Water stains on the left shoulder. Is it just me? There's a faint green glow. Pants spattered with dead leaves. Mud caked on the soles. It's too soon to ally with Mr. Campbell. That should be the master bedroom. It's unlocked. No one's here. Locked. Some kind of...
We should look around for clues first.
Hardly any wrinkles. There's a thin layer of dust. Nymphs finding the head of Orpheus.
Seems the owner has quite a collection like this. I'm not much of an expert. Are these originals?
I'm not sure. I've seen these paintings before, but I'm no expert at telling real from fake. And honestly, the owner's taste doesn't seem tied to any particular artist or style.
Then what is it based on?
He seems obsessed with the story of Eurydice and Orpheus.
Orpheus? You're thinking it too, aren't you? That famous writer. Coincidence?
Mr. Orpheus is suspicious, but I don't have enough evidence to link him to the owner. Well, not yet. Mrs. Plinius is clearly trying to steer me towards suspecting Mr. Orpheus. Maybe I can use this to see what she thinks of the others. Mrs. Plinius, what do you think of Mr. Campbell?
From what I've seen, Mr. Campbell keeps to himself. Always alone in the dining room. But something odd happened this afternoon.
Huh? What happened?
I saw him coming from the greenhouse. He said he went just to have a look. But he was still wet from the rain.
There's no way out from the greenhouse. That's why Mrs. Plinius had to go outside to shut the window. But this house is full of hidden passages, behind walls and underground. Still, Mr. Campbell shouldn't know about them.
Miss, you find anything?
Nothing much in here, which is odd in itself. I expected to find at least something of interest. For a master bedroom, there's no sign anyone's lived here. Which means the owner doesn't actually stay here. This room is just a front for something else. I need to find a way in. Mrs. Plinius, I want to check those paintings outside. Maybe there's a clue.
All right. I'll look in the washroom. If I find anything, I'll come find you.
No one's here.
Let me try.
How is it?
Some kind of mechanical lock. Looks like I'll need some special tools to...
Let's look around for clues first. Hardly any wrinkles. There's a thin layer of dust. Nymphs finding the head of Orpheus.
Nymphs finding the head of Orpheus.
Mr. Orpheus, you know a lot about art?
I'm just fascinated by the story of Orpheus and Eurydice.
Is that why you chose your pen name?
Not exactly. I was writing a novel that meant a lot to me, and that story gave me a wealth of inspiration.
Oh? Which one? As one of your loyal fans, I thought I'd read all your works.
Thank you. But it was never published.
Really? With your reputation, it's hard to imagine any of your works being left out.
Well, the publisher and I disagreed on the ending. They wanted something more classical, yet I wanted something different.
Instead of a tragic ending where the protagonist becomes a lonely oracle, you wanted him to escape fate with his love. That's surprising. From what I remember, your works are usually tragedies.
Honestly, the version I love isn't a happy ending either. In that version, Orpheus fails to bring Eurydice back and retreats into the woods. He refuses to worship Dionysus, which angers his frenzied followers, the Maenads, and they murder him. The Maenads throw his head and heart into the river, but his flesh remains on the shore. The following spring, the torso grew into 7 laurel trees, their trunks entwined like the strings of a lyre. A nightingale lands on the branches, and her song, mingled with the wind, echoes Orpheus's old lament for Eurydice. Tragedy draws me more than comedy, but I do prefer a more romantic ending.
This version sounds like an extension of the painting in my room.
Wait. Is that a bee? Why is there a dead bee here?
They look like the same species as in the greenhouse.
I saw some beehives in the greenhouse earlier.
Those belong to Mrs. Plinius. Speaking of Mrs. Plinius, Mr. Orpheus, rumor has it your queen bee was based on her. Is that true?
Not entirely. For a writer. Inspiration and real-life models aren't always the same thing.
You believe Mrs. Plinius killed her husband for money?
And you, Miss Journalist? Do you think she's innocent?
Innocent is a high bar. But for now, I'm not buying all the rumors.
Huh. I'd like to hear more.
Before I came here, I did some digging. The rumors and the official reports paint 2 very different pictures of the Pliniuses. Their relationship seems oddly divided between its start and end. Most rumors hint that Mrs. Plinius killed her husband for money. But after inheriting a fortune, she didn't waste it. She put it into research. She enjoys a good life, but she's not chasing wealth or pleasure. As for Joshua Plinius, he wasn't exactly a nobody. Handsome, rich, famous, adventurous, he was just as well known in society as in science. Not all the talk was praise, but no one ever called him stingy. So with her modest desires and his generosity, it's hard to believe they'd risk everything over money. And from what I found, even though they came from different worlds, they were a real couple. At least once.
Insightful. Except for your guess about their relationship.
Why do you say that, Mr. Orpheus?
You've probably noticed, I knew Mrs. Plinius. In fact, long ago, two old friends and I almost worked for Mr. Plinius.
So you met Mrs. Plinius back then?
They'd just gotten married. Always together and in love. But after a while, you'd see they weren't really the same kind of people. Like you said, Joshua was into everything. Always chasing the next thrill. But he couldn't stay interested in anything or anyone for long. That's why we never ended up working together. Mrs. Plinius was the opposite. Rarely interested in people or things, but once she was, she never let go.
I always thought focus was a virtue.
It is, but to some, it can seem dull. And from what I know of Joshua, he was that kind of person. One of my friends said their breakup was inevitable. In a relationship that's not quite equal, different ideas of fairness, gain, and loss can lead to dangerous misunderstandings.
Make people misjudge what they're willing to sacrifice. One of my teachers used to say the same thing.
Then he'd have a lot to talk about with my old friend.
By the way, Mr. Orpheus, what do you think of Mr. Campbell?
We've only met a few times. Haven't really talked. You?
Same here. But he always seems a bit deliberately hostile.
Deliberately? Why do you say that?
Just a feeling. For now.
It's normal. In a place like this, some people let their guard down. Others get even more careful. Usually, a flashy mask is easier to keep up than a perfect self. Looks like there's nothing useful here. Except for that bee.
And that's the strangest part. For a master bedroom, there's no sign anyone's lived here. Seems the master doesn't actually stay here, but wants us to think he does. Maybe this room is hiding another secret. I need to find a way in. Mr. Orpheus, I want to check those paintings outside again. Maybe there's a clue.
I'll look in the washroom. If I find anything, I'll come find you.
No one's here. Locked. Some kind of mechanical lock. Looks like a
washroom.
Let's see if there are any clues in this room. Hardly any wrinkles. There's a thin layer of dust. Nymphs finding the head of Orpheus.
You know a lot about art.
I've seen these paintings before, but I'm no expert. And from the looks of it, the owner here doesn't collect based on the artist's style or value.
How so?
Seems like he's got a thing for the story of Eurydice and Orpheus.
This one too?
This one depicts Orpheus failing to save Eurydice out of the underworld. Heartbroken, he hides away in the woods, rejects Dionysus, and ends up torn apart by Dionysus's frenzied followers, the Maenads. They toss his head and lyre into the Hebrus River, where his singing head floats downstream and is found by the nymphs on Lesbos.
And then?
They bury him.
Weird story.
Speaking of which, Mr. Campbell, what do you think of Mr. Orpheus?
Only ran into him a couple times. Never really talked. What's this? A bee?
Why is there a dead bee here? They look like the same species as in the greenhouse.
I saw some hives in the greenhouse earlier.
Those belong to Mrs. Plinius.
The queen bee herself.
You read Mr. Orpheus's novel too?
What novel? The whole thing was all over the news back then. I was mining in the Balkans, and even I heard about it. Young, beautiful countrywoman murders her noble husband and becomes a rich widow. Never thought I'd meet her in person. Doesn't quite match the rumors, though.
How so?
At least, she doesn't look as dangerous as they say.
You believe those rumors?
I've had enough questions today. How about you answer one for me? Do you think she's innocent?
Innocent is a high bar. But for now, I'm not buying all the rumors.
How come?
You've met Mrs. Plinius, and I did some digging on her before I came. As a journalist, the rumors and the news reports don't line up at all. I don't know much about her past, but after Mr. Plinius died and she inherited the fortune, she seemed way more interested in research than living it up. That tells me she's not just chasing money or pleasure. So if Mr. Plinius was really just a lecherous, clueless heir like the rumors say, I doubt he'd catch her eye. On the other hand, Joshua Plinius wasn't exactly a nobody. I'm not an academic, but even I know his reputation. Handsome, rich, famous, young, tons of hobbies, loved a challenge, talented to the point of arrogance, sometimes cruel. Not all of that's praise, but it paints a picture that's the opposite of the spoiled, jealous fool the rumors describe. And from what I found, even though they came from different worlds, they were a real couple. At least once.
Missy, sometimes a magnet's pull comes from the ore itself, sometimes from the world around it. Where her husband stood may have attracted her more than the man himself. And as for that poor sod, well, a butterfly raised in comfort has no idea how dangerous a cicada can get just to break through the frozen ground.
But you said it yourself. She doesn't seem that dangerous.
I said she doesn't look as dangerous as they say. And people like that are usually the most dangerous. All right. Looks like there's nothing here. Except for that suspicious bee.
And that's the strangest thing of all. For a master bedroom, there's not a single sign anyone actually lives here. Which means the owner doesn't actually stay here. This room is just a front for something else. I need to find a way in. Mr. Campbell, I want to check those paintings outside. Maybe there's a clue.
I'll look in the washroom. If I find anything, I'll come find you.
Has the rain stopped? Weird. Roy Coffey's file is gone. I should get out of here now. I don't hear anything. Maybe I should take one. Ominous sign. Mrs. Plinius? Has the rain stopped? Weird. Roy Coffey's file is gone. I should get out of here now. I don't hear anything. Maybe I should take one. Ominous sign. Mr. Orpheus? Has the rain stopped? Weird. Roy Coffey's file is gone. should get out of here now. I don't hear anything. Maybe I should take one. Ominous sign. Mr. Campbell?
Found you.
The servants are about to get up. I need to get back to my room. Mr. Orpheus? How did you get out?
While I was searching outside, I heard someone coming. So I hid in the washroom. Turns out, there's a secret passage to the greenhouse in there. That's how I slipped out.
Thank you.
Are you all right?
I'm alright. But I figured out how to get into that secret room and found some clues. The servants will be up any minute. Let's talk in my room.
What did you find, Miss Journalist?
4 files, each with one of our names. Mine, Mr. Campbell's, Mrs. Plinius's, and one more.
Roy Cafe.
Is that your real name?
If I said yes, Miss Journalist, would you tell me if the name on your file is truly yours? All right, let's skip that for now. It hardly matters at this moment. What do you make of these 4 files, Miss Journalist?
From what I've gathered, if all 4 of us have received our cards, that means we're the last ones in this game.
I've got mine, and you have yours. But the game hasn't started. Does that mean Mrs. Plinius or Mr. Campbell hasn't received theirs?
I think we've all got our cards. The only thing missing is a notice. Some kind of signal or condition.
By the way, did you get a good look at that dark figure last night?
Not at first. My view was blocked. By the time I could see, they had already put on a mask. What about you?
Just caught a glimpse from behind. Judging by the build, it was either a tall woman or a slim man.
A woman.
Miss Journalist, you said you were missing a notice, right?
Yes. Any thoughts?
Well, it seems at least you've received yours.
When the moon rises, the nightingale waits at the gate of fate. The servants are about to get up. I need to get back to my room. Huh? Mrs. Plinius?
Oh, thank goodness you're all right.
How did you get out?
While I was searching outside, I heard someone coming, so I hid in the washroom. That's when I found a passage leading out to the woods. I slipped away when they went into the secret room. Are you okay?
I figured out how to get into that secret room. Found some clues inside. The servants will be up soon. Let's talk in my room.
If those last 4 files are about us, then it is most likely we are the final 4 participants to join this game. And by now, we should have all gotten our cards.
All that's left is a notice, or a condition that triggers the start of the game.
Did you see that person's face?
Not at first. My view was blocked. By the time I could see, they had already put on a mask. What about you?
From the way he walked, I'd say he was a well-educated man. You said that when the game officially starts, we should get a notice or meet some condition, right?
Yes. Any thoughts?
No. I mean, yes. I think we just got it.
When the moon rises, the nightingale waits at the gate of fate. servants are about to get up. I need to get back to my room. Huh? Mr. Campbell? How did you get out?
When I heard someone coming while I was searching outside, I hid in the washroom. Turns out there's a secret passage to the greenhouse in there. That's how I slipped out.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I figured out how to enter that secret room, and found some clues inside. The servants will be up any minute. Let's talk in my room.
you say those 4 files are about the 4 of us still in the house. Does that mean we're the last ones to join this game?
And by now, we've all got our cards, right? Wait. Is this Para? If I remember right, you said you've been to the Balkans?
Yeah, the last mine I worked before the accident was there.
So, do you know what this means? Right now, all we're missing is a notice, or whatever triggers the start of the game.
By the way, did you get a good look at that dark figure last night?
Not at first. My view was blocked. By the time I could see, they had already put on a mask. What about you?
All I saw was their back. Looked petite. Maybe a woman.
A woman.
You said we're missing a notice, right?
Yes. Any thoughts?
Looks like at least you got yours.
When the moon rises, the nightingale waits at the gate of fate.